Shalom. All praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom and to the elect. Right here, this is from NBCnews.com. And it says, a TikTok ban could embolden authoritarian censorship. Experts warn. In the past, the U.S. has condemned other countries for tampering with speech on social media. Okay. Which we know that this is not, free speech is selective, all right? And they've been quick to silence us many times on YouTube and different platforms for speaking the truth, because the truth is not welcomed in this society. And before I get into this article, I want to grab a precept pertaining to that. All right, Isaiah 8 and verse 20 says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So this world has no light. And that's why when they hear us speak the word, people get aggravated, people get butthurt, people report us. All right, we get censored, we get channels taken down, but yet the spirit is on us to make more channels and to keep pushing. Isaiah 5 and 20, woe unto them, woe meaning destruction, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Okay, so they called what we do, which is good in the eyes of the Heavenly Father and His Son, which the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and the name of His Son is Yahweh Shai. So the Spirit of our Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, is upon us to do this work, to teach the word, to teach the Holy Scriptures. But they call it evil. But the things that are actually evil in this world, they uplift it, they glorify it, they give awards for it. Okay, and then they'll go up and thank God for it. All right, but their God that they're referring to is Satan, because that's who they worship. All right. It says, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. So, you have these elites, these different talking heads, different theologists, and different people that they believe, they're wise in their own eyes. They trust in their own wisdom. They're prudent in their own sight. All right. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which is likened unto these other philosophies of the world. All right, which all of these platforms on the internet is a medium for these different philosophies to get pushed forth. But the main one that the Lord has, the reason why the Lord created the internet, because the Lord ultimately put the Spirit on them to make it, is so that we can push this word. All right, it says, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Right, so they do what? They silence us. All right, they slander us. They speak evil of us. But the Lord said that the servant is not greater than his master. So if they hated the Lord, then they're going to hate us. And we know that the world, according to the Bible, is descended into madness. So these people, these talking heads, like look at this one right here, Kristen Welker. They get up here and they act like they're the light and they're the ones that are bringing righteousness into the world and forging for a better day. But according to the Bible, the world will be given unto wickedness in the latter days. All right. Especially now. All right. Because we're at the last of the last days. Last few seconds of this kingdom. So these people get up here and these different sellouts get up on these news platforms and different things, and they act like they're the ones to learn from. They're the ones you should follow. But these people are wicked, all right? And they ignore the scriptures that pertain to the world being given unto wickedness, all right? To love not the world, because the world is wicked. It's evil. And they push forth wicked, evil philosophies. So TikTok has been a platform for a lot of truth to come out, a lot of exposure. All right, and the same goes for YouTube, Facebook, different platforms, which the apostles mentioned to us, which is wisdom. All right, and they basically put out an order that we're supposed to primarily teach this on YouTube and not go into the other mediums, because you can get caught up. All right, because we are supposed to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, which basically means to apply wisdom and discernment, and to not be, not cast our pearls on the swine, to not seek to, make ourselves known, okay, necessarily. And, we do have to protect to an extent our identity, because we know that this world, you can lose jobs for this truth, and brothers have lost businesses, lost jobs, lost different things. All right, but going back to the point, they're going to eliminate TikTok. What they're looking to do, we'll see what happens, because they've been speaking about this for years, and I think this is the closest they've got. All right, and pretty much it's looking like it's going to be a wrap for TikTok, unless they can work something out. And we know that the elites are doing that because they want to silence the voices that's been coming out on the internet. And many of it is outside of us, the hopeful prophets of the Lord, truthers and different people exposing things. But yet, the main ones that they want to stop is the brothers. All right. It says here, the proposed TikTok ban working its way through Congress could embolden authoritarian censorship abroad, experts warn, and shatter the United States' reputation as an international champion of free speech, which is all nonsense. You have many whistleblowers that have been put to death. It's just that they make it look like an accident. Oh, well, he accidentally shot himself in the back of the head. You see, so a lot of people that they talk about free speech, you have naturopathic doctors, they've been getting knocked off left and right. All right. And, actually not know directly, but through secondary and secondary and tertiary sources, I've heard of people, that were naturopathic doctors that got put out. All right. They were going and teaching people about health. All right. And the funny thing is, I was actually going down that path at one point, but then I realized you don't have to get those degrees in order to teach about health necessarily. All right. You could, have knowledge of herbs and things of that nature. And that's another reason why they want to take, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or they want to funnel everything into a few platforms. And if you're on and being on the platforms like TikTok, they can't control it. So that's why they want to get rid of it. But with a platform like YouTube, eventually they're going to just fully take us off. Okay. And the AI is set up in order to do that as well. All right. But it says the House of Representatives passed the Protecting Americans from Foreign. You see, they always frame it. This devil is a tricky demon. This is a tricky devil, tricky deceiver, man. Because look how they frame it. The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversaries Controlled Applications Act. But it's really just snuffing out a channel of truth, a way that truth is coming out. Okay? The bill still needs a Senate vote and then to be signed by President Joe Biden. If signed into law, ByteDance, TikTok's Chinese parent company, would either be forced to sell TikTok or the app would be banned from app stores, according to the bill's proponents. Okay, says U.S. officials say the driving motivation to pass such a bill to prevent TikTok from being used to disseminate Chinese propaganda or collect information on U.S. citizens for Chinese government use. Meanwhile, the U.S. government is collecting information on U.S. citizens to use against them. So the fucking hypocrisy, man. I can't wait for this kingdom to be destroyed, man. How much hypocrisy and iniquity can you witness? But hey, man, it's going to get worse. So we got to gird up our loins. But hey, man, this is a vexation. This just living in a society is vexing, man, because you got to just constantly see upside down shit every day. All right. Well, it says, but to some critics of the bill, a ban would cede America's moral authority when it condemns other countries over limiting their citizens' internet access. Right. You got hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, that make a living or make money, at least have a side hustle off of TikTok. People that have businesses, they're able to sell products and different things. So who's going to suffer the most? Americans. The United States, particularly through the State Department, has been very vocal about other countries when they disable access to either parts of the internet or to social media services and other applications that are predominantly US based, said Kate Ruwan, who directs the Free Expression Project at the Center for Democracy and Technology, a Washington-based tech policy think tank. If we go forward with this and we ban TikTok, that is essentially going to be licensed to authoritarian regimes around the world to do the same to US-based platforms. And I think we will see a lot of copycat measures as a result of that. Okay, so, and this place is the biggest, most hypocritical nation that ever existed, man. All right. You look at America's track record, you know, they have not been a beacon of free speech. Now there is certain laws in this country, you know, and the Lord set that up so that we can actually preach the word. And the only reason why we're allowed to go out there and say what we're saying, if the protection of the Lord wasn't with us, we would already been taken out. Because you got a lot of people that come up as whistleblowers and they end up going missing. All right. But the Lord kind of has us tucked off. But this truth is speaking louder. See, the thing is that it doesn't matter who we are. The truth that the Lord has us preaching is what's the main focus. You know, who we are as individuals, because a lot of times these celebrities pop up, these influencers, and they have a lot of people, they have a lot of eyes on them. So the elites will see that. But really, we're not famous. So when we say it, you know, it kind of falls on deaf ears for a lot of people. But yet, it's not just one of us saying it. It's, you know, thousands of brothers at this point, you know, thousands of brothers. All right. Well, I'll say thousands of videos coming out, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. If not at this point, got to be like in the millions. Because think about how many videos are pumped out just on one day, you know? So now take that and multiply it by 365 days in a year. Hey, man, you got a lot of it. It's too many to count. So it's overtaken. So, you know, one of us alone may not be able to make too much of a dent. But then you got the whole congregation of brothers preaching. And it's turned into a tidal wave of this truth. And they want to get rid of the internet so that this can't come out anymore. All right. So what they want to, pretty much they're going to charge you for access to websites. It's going to be crazy, man, when this really gets going. We know what it's all about, taking us off the net. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. So the masses are going to be looking for this. They're going to be looking to find out about this truth. What is the name? What were those names y'all were preaching about? And the Lord is going to hide us in that day. The Lord is going to tuck us away. So that's going to be the famine. It's going to be a famine of this knowledge coming out. So that's why we always say, get it while it's hot now. Get these breakdowns. Get this exhortation. Get this truth. All right. Get the plate while it's hot. All right. Because nobody wants to eat a plate that's been sitting out. You know, that's lukewarm. That's cold. You want to eat that plate while it's hot. It's fresh and ready. All right. So, you know, that's pretty much the lesson right there. All right. This thing's about to get crazy in due time. We know the Passover is coming up. So we have to gird the loins of our mind and stay vigilant. So with that, all praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Achak Wadash. Lord's will, I'll catch you on the next one. Shalom.